Hi Rajiv, good evening.
Good evening, thanks for inviting me. Yes.
Excellent. Well, we have with us Rajiv Mukherjee. Rajiv is the CEO and co-founder of Incubate Hub. Now, this firm is quite a unique firm. I'll tell you why. You see, corporates today need disruptive innovations, and they need these innovations fast. As a result, many of these corporates are seeking help from startups and innovators from outside their campuses. This is, however, easier said than done. And this is where Incubate Hub plays a big role. You will hear more about what they do and also what they do in climate action as we go along. Once again, Rajiv, good talking to you.
Thanks for inviting me, Narsi, and good. Thanks for the summary. Maybe I'll just give you a little brief about the origin of Incubate Hub and how Incubate Hub started.
Before that, if you can tell in your own words, what do you guys do?
Sure.
What is the pain point that you try to solve?
Sure. So Incubate Hub is a partner for corporate open innovation. We work with more than around 110 corporates. We help corporates discover innovative startups, as Narsi rightly said, to work on innovative project through a well-established playbook. Quickly we shortlist startups, they work on a quick proof of concept. The proof of concept moves to a pilot, which is a paid pilot. And if the paid pilot is successful, then the corporate partners with them, takes the product to the market or scales the product in their own ecosystem. That's kind of in a nutshell what Incubate Hub does.
And from what I understand, there aren't too many like you around. While there are lots of incubators, accelerators, there aren't too many who act as a key bridge between the corporates and the innovator ecosystem. So it's wonderful to have somebody like that play a key role. But tell me, how did it all start? I mean, what were the origins of Incubate Hub? When did it start? And how did you reach where you guys have reached today?
Absolutely, Nasi. I'd love to kind of give you that story. So 2012, 2013, I was quite engaged with the startup ecosystem. So I was part of multiple groups like the NASCOM Product Conclave, TIE, and multiple communities. What I saw was that a lot of emphasis is on incubation, on co-working spaces, on funding, but very less focus on helping B2B startups getting their first 100 customers. And that's what struck me, that inorganic funding is fine, but for a startup to survive, they need organic money, which is from customers' money, right? That is where we wanted to focus, and that is the origin of Incubate Hub. Actually, the parent company name is FHS Accelerator, and FHS stands for First 100 Sales.
Wow.
So first 100 sales was our motto to get started. We wanted to work with B2B emerging tech startups, helping them get their first customers, and in that journey, they get to learn how to scale their company. So that's kind of the origin story.
So this was when did you guys start?
So we got started, formally started on August 2014, which is exactly the same. So we are completing our 9th year in August, and
there were a bunch of you who started it.
Yes. So me, Pradeep, Uday, we co-founded the company, and.
Where are you guys?
But as
you guys reached now?
Yeah, but as I said, we started as FHS Accelerator.
Oh, okay.
So we were a virtual accelerator. So we built a platform as a virtual accelerator for startups to get connected to corporates. And in the initial phases, startups were our primary customers, and the business model was different. Incubate Hub as a brand was actually started in 2016. After we also pivoted, so we call ourselves a startup for startups, right? So we are also a startup for startups. We are not an incubator. And Incubate Hub started as an experiment after some pivots, where we understood that the enterprise has a big pain point.
Probably a bigger pain point, than the startups themselves.
Absolutely. They have to be nimble on the feet. right? And we have seen how many enterprises goes down because they're not innovating. And we become that bridge, we become that partner for them to always be in touch with the ecosystem, the innovation ecosystem, and discover new emerging tech solutions which can be incorporated in their own systems.
Where are you guys right now? How many clients or how many corporates do you work with? How many startups have you guys been able to help so far?
Yeah, so it's been a good journey. In the last, when IncubateHub started 2016, as I said, in the last 7 years, we have worked with 109 enterprise clients. We are pretty much the largest, not only in India, but in Asia, in terms of the largest open innovation platform in Asia. We have worked with 109 enterprise clients.
Yeah.
On the other side, we have around 38,000 startups registered in our platform.
Wow.
Out of the 38,000 startups, around 986 to be precise have done paid pilot projects with enterprises.
Almost 1,000.
Yes. So 986 paid pilot projects we have done, worth around 80 crores, which comes down to around $13.6 million of paid pilot projects the startups have got, and beyond that they have got larger orders, but the paid pilot project itself has been around 80 crore Indian rupees.
So these are startups in a variety of industries and application segments, also catering or of being interest to corporates in various industries. So what kind of industries or segments have you guys worked in?
Yeah, so we are industry agnostic, but if you see our top 4 industry is CPG retail. CPG retail, we have more than 13 corporate clients. The second is the BFSI, the banking financial services, which is the second largest. Then comes the automobile. Mobility is a big space. A lot of this disruption is happening. Beyond that, the fourth comes telecom. A lot of consulting companies actually partner with us. They do the front ending. We are the Intel Insight for them. We actually help them in driving the open innovation programs when they work with their corporate clients. So
that's quite diverse.
Yeah.
I'm quite interested to note that you have a BFSI segment also in your portfolio. But that's interesting to see that the financial sector is looking for innovations. Usually one would think it's the manufacturing engineering sector or maybe the consumer product sector.
Yeah.
So you have been covering a lot of these sectors, and today, as you know, the whole world is looking at climate tech as a very important sector.
Absolutely.
Where every corporate, small and large, is going to be touched by needs to be innovative on climate.
Absolutely.
So are you guys doing something for that segment as well now?
Absolutely, Nasi. So climate tech and sustainability cut across sectors.
Exactly.
So it is even BFSI has a lot of emphasis on ESG. So climate tech and sustainability in the last 2.5 years, we have seen a lot of interest from the enterprise side. Almost 30 to 35% of our use cases across industry, I'm talking about automobile, manufacturing, CPG retail, absolutely, are actually in the sustainability and the climate tech domain.
So even though you are working in automotive, some of your projects might actually be for sustainability,
Absolutely.
low carbon, decarbonization.
Absolutely. Energy efficiency is a big topic, circularity is a big topic, alternate material is a big topic. So all enterprises are becoming interested both for regulatory reasons as well as they are seeing that on a long term this will be
provide a competitive advantage. They need to be there.
Absolutely. It becomes a big competitive advantage for them.
Well, interesting. I'm really intrigued because I appreciate corporates have this need. They have to find nimble, innovative startups to get their own DNA and reach it.
Absolutely.
Getting a jump start on some of the innovative domains they want to work in. I appreciate. But can you take us through a couple of examples so that the audience can get to know, be the startups or the corporates, some examples or case studies of how the whole process worked, some kind of timelines, or who approached you, or how did you handhold them? I think some idea will work because this is a fairly new concept.
Yeah. Yeah.
both for corporates and startups.
Absolutely. So while we have done around 986 plus pilot projects, so we can talk about it in much more details. But what I will focus on is one of the projects in the sustainability space that we have done, primarily in the circular economy space. So Procter Gamble is one of our prime customers. So we work with Procter Gamble in 6 different geographies, apart from India. So we work in Southeast Asia, in almost Philippines, Indonesia, all the geographies, Australia, Egypt, South Africa. So one of them, so they have built a fund, a 400 crore fund, in Indian rupees, to invest in sustainable solutions. So one of the use cases that they had is replacing sachets. So they use a lot of sachets for shampoo and other solutions. How they can replace sachets or better sustainable solutions in the packaging domain, right? So they, and this was a global need. This is not just India specific need. So they approached us and they said that we want a solution, and we came out with 4 different ways that it can be addressed. It can be an alternate material, a biodegradable material can be there, it can be an alternate business distribution model can be figured out. So we came out with 4 different ways it can be solved. And we scanned the entire global market for solutions which are available in 4 different areas. Not, maybe it is not exactly applicable to a sachet or a CPG, but what are the alternatives that are available? So we kind of, we as a player,
Yeah, slightly broader
we
perspective.
give them a bigger, broader perspective, what is possible. To give you a timeline, so in 15 to 18 days, so we have a platform. So how we approach is that we have a platform where all the startups are already connected. We also have incubators, accelerators, investors connected to the platform. So whenever we launch a new challenge, it notifies to the innovation community as well as it notifies to our partners, which is the incubators, accelerators, and investors, and they promote in their network. So through that, we could get around 126 different solutions which came to us.
So these 38,000 startups are all over the world?
Absolutely, around 22% is outside India.
So India focused, but we have guys outside.
Outside India. So 22% is outside India, 78% is in India. And so we got around 128 plus solutions. From there, 66 of them are pretty relevant, which we shortlisted. And we showcased the 66 to the PNG client. And from 66, we came down to 8 of them where they wanted to do deep dive. And that entire process took around 40 days.
Wow.
And in
That's
40
pretty
days,
fast.
absolutely. So we have a playbook. Through a playbook, we manage this. That is why we have a good turnaround time. And in 40 to 45 days, they had deep dives with all the 8 startups. And post the deep dives, we shortlisted one startup from Indonesia to work on a pilot in Indonesia. And the pilot was very simple, that you just, like you book an Uber, you book a product that you want to go for. Either you can use a WhatsApp or an app. With a motorbike, they will come, they will refill your jar, and that's all. So a simple solution like that, and all of this information, all the analytics goes into the system. So you know in which neighborhood, which kind of products will the next demand will come. So there was a little bit of analytics also. So
I mean, it's not just sustainable packaging.
So that is a business
customer
need.
insights.
Absolutely. So the marketing department is also getting insights. The distribution guys gets the insight. So it is also becoming analytics and intelligence for the client, not only solving the sustainability solution. But the interesting part is that once that solution got piloted, from an enterprise, from a Procter Gamble perspective, it was a big success.
Yeah.
But from a startup perspective, the startup actually got orders from 8 different clients. So they got a Reckitt, they got a Unilever, they got a Total. So they got 8 to 10 clients. So just because they could do this pilot, now they could pitch to multiple other clients. And that is how we are helping the startups also.
That's interesting. So you ended up getting the 10 customers, not just one.
Absolutely, absolutely.
I think it's very impressive. Most of these happened over the last 5-6 years since you started.
Yeah.
And these 100 clients that you're working with, close to 40,000 database of startups. All very impressive. How do these guys get in touch with you? Tomorrow, if a corporate wants it, does he do a bit of analysis to see if it fits in your overall thesis, or he just talks to you and you figure it out? Similarly, a startup, so does the startup wait for you to reach to him, or does he register with you? How does the process work?
Good question. So I think from an enterprise perspective, what we do is, if some corporate shows interest, we give them our platform instance. Through the platform instance, they can start posting their use cases. And through that, they can already discover that within that use case, because the platform has some intelligence, that how many such startups or solutions are available.
So this is an online platform?
This is an online platform, which is intelligent, and it can throw data around your use case, what kind of ecosystem is already existing. Then we have a discussion, we have a deep dive, we understand their use case better, their problem statement better, and then we get started in the whole journey.
How does it work for the startup?
So from a startup's perspective, we are very selective. So almost on a monthly basis, we talk to at least 150 to 200 startups.
So you discover them?
Talk to them, understand their use cases, understand even the case studies that they have worked on. So the richness of the data, richness of the information is what we hold, and then we onboard them into the platform.
So it's more like you reaching out to the startup. If a startup wants to reach out to you, is it still possible?
It is still possible, but once they reach out to us, we have a discussion and then we onboard them.
So that is an evaluation process.
There is an evaluation process to onboard them. So the database that we hold is a very valid. It is not a random.
So there has to be curation.
Yes, curation.
There has to be validation somewhere.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Very interesting. Rajiv, thank you very much. That's very impressive.
Thanks.
What you guys are doing, and I think this is something, not just the climate ecosystem, which probably needs a lot more, but a whole lot of other domains that we have today, which are pressing pain points, needs for the corporates. I think you guys are going to do them a very good favor. Thank you very much once again. All the very best.
Thanks, Nancy. Thanks a lot for it.